5.5 off the top of my head, if I can clear first, we'll show the calculator actually here. You do this. Just 1 divided by 35.5. 0.5 equals 0.028. 0.028 we'll call it 3. Call it that. We should write it that. So these are the conversions that we need. And I'm doing this really sloppy because I'm not writing the units in over there. That's what's important. Mole, and write it all out. Moles of chloride anion is what 1 gram is. Okay? Let's get back to the big board here. We're given sodium chloride. Sodium is smaller. So picture sodium here, plus charge, whatever. Na. Chloride anion. Get the green here. Chloride's bigger. And the ratio of the difference of these two is 35.5 for each 23. So what I want to show is that if we had 3.5 grams of the sodium, how much of the chloride is that the equivalent of to make the sodium into salt? That's the dilemma. So this is 1-to-1, really. We need to find how many grams. It's 1-to-1 mole. So what did we figure over here? We got 3.5 grams of that times 0.15 moles. Watch this. Here we go. Divided by that. Here's how we're going to do this. Take our given quantity. Now, see, now we have moles. 0.15 mole sodium plus ion to 0.15 mole, because it's got to be the same, right? Moles of chloride anion. Now we put the 35.5 in there. And cross your fingers. Like my old calculus teacher used to say, now by the grace of God and a good tailwind, we're going to take 0.15, 0.15, and we're going to multiply that by 35. That's still not going to be right. We're going to do this ballpark. 35.5 to 23 for out of each gram. 46 would almost be twice as much. So we had 3.5 grams of the sodium. Is going to be almost double, would be 46. So that would be 7. So between 3.5 and 7, say 3.5 to 7 would be double that. So if we backed up about halfway from there, that'd be about 5. 5 on a low side, so let's call that. So 5 grams roughly by mass. Now this this is equivalent to, so I put a different symbol in there. Point is, it's about 8 grams. I'm going to call it 7 grams to be safe, okay? Equivalent of 7 grams of salt. Do you know how big that is? It's a pile that big, about that deep, 7 grams of salt in 1 can of that. 7 grams, folks. They're saying that you should be getting 2 grams a day. There's equivalent of 7 grams in this, because the sodium is what you care about. This is why you got to learn your chemistry. The chloride just dissolves in water and goes away. Nobody cares about it. There's so much chloride around, it doesn't do anything. But the sodium, this is where the physics comes in. I talk to these people that get so stuck up in their own little world. Aqueous chemistry, okay? Sodium ion is tinier than, say, a potassium ion. So what happens is the sodium holds more water. There's like a radius of water around a sodium ion the size of my hand, while the K is pretty much just what the K is. So what sodium does in your diet is holds a whole bunch of water to it. So if you have twice as much sodium in your bloodstream as you ought to, you get the equivalent of 3 water molecules. Give me the green, I'll draw it out here.